Welcome to the Chamber Vibes Podcast with your host, Brittany Timmons, the Greater Guthrie Chamber of Commerce CEO and President. In this podcast, you will hear from local guests who will discuss topics such as leadership, small business, and our vibrant community. You'll also hear success stories and tips from amazing local businesses, dive into important news, meet community leaders, and find out how you can get involved in our community. From the Second Banana Media Studios in beautiful and historic downtown Guthrie, America, here is Brittany Timmons.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Chamber Vibes. Good to be back into the studio. And so, like the last show, I had a full table here, a full desk. So happy to have the same situation here for this episode. So I have my friends here from the Guthrie Junior ROTC, and so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So take it away.
Hey, my name is Kyle Brede. I'm a retired lieutenant colonel, and I'm the senior Army instructor at the Guthrie JROTC program.
Okay.
I'm Andrew Willoughby, and I am a sophomore at Guthrie.
Okay.
My name is Brycen Sampson. I'm the senior commander of the Guthrie Junior ROTC.
Awesome. And what grade are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. Okay. Exciting stuff. Yeah. Not too many months left.
Oh, no, not very many.
Yeah, you're probably like not long enough, but anyway. All right, good to have you guys. So let's just start off, Kyle, if you will. Talk about, people, I know I've seen you guys, and you guys present the colors, lots of different events and things like that, but what is the Junior ROTC program? That's
a great question. So, because a lot of people have some misconceptions about what it is. We are a leader and character development program. We simply use the Army's leader model, how we train soldiers, as a way to build character and develop leadership in the young men and women in high school. So that's simply what we do. We instill the values of citizenship, maybe service to their nation and their community, a sense of accomplishment, and personal responsibility. So that's what we do.
So how long have you been instructing?
This is my fourth year.
Year?
Here at Guthrie. This is my only job in the Junior ROTC program.
Okay.
When I retired in 2018, I had been the professor of military science at the University of Oklahoma, running their ROTC program.
Boomer.
Right.
Yes, that's awesome. Very cool. Well, Guthrie is very, very lucky to have you. So as far as enrolling into the program, is it an elective, or how does that work at the school?
It is an elective credit, but we are the only course that's also a dual credit. So for our freshmen who come in, we teach career choices, which is a graduation requirement for them. So we teach that as part of our curriculum, so they don't have to take the career choices within the main building. For our juniors, we teach speech communication, which is a fine arts credit. Mm-hmm. And for our seniors, we teach personal finance literacy. So we're the only program out there that does teach dual credit towards their graduation requirements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so they meet during class time?
Yeah, so we incorporate those portions into their academics that we do. Of course, academics is not the whole part of JROTC. We do physical fitness, but we also have several extracurricular programs that kids can get involved in if they elect to.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, and so how long has Guthrie had Junior ROTC?
Well, and a lot of people don't know this, but our motto is first in state, and Brycen knows our history very well, but we've been around since September 1935.
Wow. You want to talk a little bit about the history?
Yeah, so first in state is kind of a thing we like to trump around because it's pretty impressive that out of the entire state of Oklahoma, we were the first program.
Agreed.
Like you said.
We were the first at a lot of things.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. So, first in state, September 1935, and called the 89er Battalion, signifying the land run.
Yeah.
Of course, it's just perfect for Guthrie because we were the first of a lot, like you said.
Yeah, very cool. And so do you know from there how it grew, across the state?
Well, of the Army programs.
I didn't prep you for some of these questions. So you're like, Brittany, this is just too much history.
Well, because we've been the first program and people have grown up around here, it's a easy assumption to think that every high school has a JROTC program, but there's less than 1,500 programs nationally. Oh, wow. So this is kind of rare to have one, honestly. Yeah. And so it's a treat for Guthrie to be the first one and to maintain it for so long.
Yeah, I know Sepulveda has it.
They do. They have a Marine Corps program.
Yes.
We do a lot of activities.
That's my alma mater.
Okay.
And so, yes, I do remember having friends.
And my wife is a graduate of Sepulveda.
Oh, we're going to have to talk about that after the show. Anyway, very cool. So, I remember being in school, having respect for the Junior ROTC and, kind of learning about it then. But it's cool now to learn more about Guthrie's program.
Yeah, and I think probably the biggest thing is we are not a military recruiting program. We just use that model to help young men and women.
Right. People might confuse that, I'm sure.
They do. They think that that's what we're here to do, and we do have young men and women that have that interest, and we help them down that pathway if that's what they choose to do. But that's not what we're here for.
Yeah. So Brycen, how many members of junior ROTC are there right now at
So
Guthrie?
this year is a really good year for enrollment. We've got a little over 90 members.
Wow.
Compared to last year, 54.
Okay.
And so we're doing really good on enrollment. It was really surprising to see.
Yeah.
Kind of just an up peak in interest of the program. It's really nice to see.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
And so is that started in 9th grade?
Yeah, so I think we have a good 30 freshmen in our program, something
Okay.
like that. The rest are upperclassmen. So, they have a choice from their 9th grade on to the senior year. And as you progress, you kind of become more of, I like to put it, first you learn how to follow. And as you mature and grow a little bit, you learn how to lead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So does the junior high have it as well?
They do not.
Okay, so it starts in 9th grade
Yes, ma'am.
for Guthrie. Okay, awesome. Do you want to talk about any, I know we're going to get to, a really cool project that you guys have going on, but any other things as far as accomplishments or things you guys have going on at the program?
Yeah, sure. This year we have a lot going on. We try to keep ourselves as busy as possible. We have our 89er parade. That's a citywide event. We have the 5K. It's a fun run. It's a fundraiser for our program, as well as it's just a really fun community event that we do. We organize it, but we encourage anyone in the community to come out and run with us. We actually had several, I think, like a handful of members that are participants in our 5K that were over like 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
It was insane. We had and they were
Now I
really
feel
good.
lazy that I wasn't up Saturday morning. I was probably still in bed. No.
So yeah, the community events we do with our program it's really nice to see the community reach out and kind of participate.
And that was the second year, if I recall that, being on 89ers with you?
This was our third year.
Third year
Yeah.
of the 5K.
Yeah, so
Time
this
flies.
year will be fourth
Time
year.
flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so coming up in 25 will be
Correct,
the fourth one. And
yes.
that's the morning of the parade, is that right?
It is
Yeah.
Saturday, April 19th this
Yeah.
year, 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
8
okay, awesome. That's cool. And so that's awesome that's growing. That's what,
Yeah,
that's what
of
you
course.
want, definitely.
And we're always trying to build events like that to involve the community. We don't want to just plan an event and have us do it. We want to involve everybody we can.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then you guys present the colors. Do you present the colors at, most high school events? Like, kind of what does that look like?
Every student assembly, you can count on us to be there presenting the colors, with the national anthem. And then, recently we went out to the John Vance Liftathon. We presented the colors there.
Yes?
Really, we have community members reaching out to us weekly, asking us
Yeah.
to present the colors somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's
Football
really
games?
cool. Football games,
Yeah.
all of our
I
student
love
football
seeing
games.
you guys down
Yeah,
there in the
absolutely.
rock. Yeah.
We have one coming up tomorrow.
Wait,
Yeah.
I know. Fall break home
Really
game.
exciting.
That'll be good.
It'll be great.
Yes, awesome. No, so have you been in ROTC the whole time you've been in high school?
Yeah, so I joined my sophomore year.
Okay.
My freshman year was kind of wandering, just kind of floating around, not sure what to do.
Yeah, I get it.
And then one of my friends was like, hey, you should do JROTC. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's the best decision I made in my high school
Oh,
career.
and there's some pictures on the screen of,
Oh.
of these two fine gentlemen. So, yes. Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for all you do, and excited to see
we love
what you
it.
continue to do. And then Andrew,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
said you're a sophomore?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So is this your first year, second year?
Second year.
Second year. Okay. So you knew.
Yeah.
You knew in ninth grade you wanted to do that. Yeah. So Andrew here, it's an Eagle Scout.
Yes,
Do I
ma'am.
have that right? Okay. Oh, you're going to.
Not my fault.
There you go. And you did a pretty cool project, right? Right here in Guthrie as part of your Eagle Scout project. So talk about that, if you will.
So when I was in Cub Scouts, because I've been in Scouts for about 5 years now.
Okay.
So I started when I was about 10. So every day, every Memorial Day, we go out there and plant flags out at the Summerview Cemetery. We were out there with my friends and we were having a good old time.
In the cemetery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we do it with our friends because it makes it a whole lot easier.
I was just asking. You said you're having a good old time, so I like it.
So I was there, and someone came up and asked me, "Can I have a flag because you missed someone?"
Okay.
And I felt terrible because of that, because everyone should deserve to
Right.
have a flag on them if they
Yeah.
served. And that kind of gave me the idea for my Eagle Scout. And then I went and got a scholarship from a mapping company. And then I built on a online app or website, whatever you want to call it, and just mapped out with a bunch of volunteers. I mapped out the cemetery, and Colonel was there to help. And
Yeah.
In fact, he gave me the biggest
the
plots.
biggest
He wanted to
section.
make sure that I walked the
course.
most that day.
Yeah. Get your steps in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were having fun. I follow you now.
Yeah.
You were having fun putting out flags for Memorial Day, and realized that you didn't want that to happen
Yeah.
again. You know,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
miss a veteran.
Yes.
Right. And I learned something before the show that Guthrie Summit View is talk about that.
So, yeah,
how many veterans we have.
Bringing the wreaths across America, I know we're going to talk
Yeah.
about that more, but of the cemeteries that have them, we have the second most veterans here in Guthrie. Almost 1,600 veterans are buried out there, and we only know this because of his project. And we have one Congressional Medal of Honor recipient from the Boxer Rebellion, right?
Wow.
So there's some deep history out there, and there's a lot of service out there. And if it wasn't for Andrew's Eagle Scout project, we wouldn't know this.
Right.
So
Yeah.
a lot of credit.
Because that's a lot of, that's a lot of work and not something that people would just know.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So, okay. So we know why you did it. So how in the world, what did you, so you went home and started working on this, and then you said you used mapping software?
Yes, ma'am.
So how long did it take you to complete?
So I started because I've always wanted to be a Eagle Scout. The second I joined Boy Scouts, I wanted to be a Eagle Scout. But my mom works for the state. She maps. She's one of the GIS coordinators.
Okay.
So she helped me with the data side, and my dad helped me with the planning it all out, getting all the stuff. But it was mostly the volunteers who did it because I don't have my phone on me right now.
Yeah.
But I would show you how to do it. It's just so what you do is just I don't know. I got a slide. I got
That's
slides
okay.
that show what it is, but.
So is it an app people
It's
can use?
It's an app. It's like
What's
just
it
get a
called?
QR code. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
we're
know.
gonna get that
I got it
information so we can
emailed.
post. Yes.
Yeah, it's
And
like
so you can put in.
It's a QR code.
Okay, and you can search people.
You
on
can
it?
search people up, correct? And you can say if someone was recently buried, you can insert. There's two QR codes at the cemetery. It's at one of the houses.
Okay.
You scan one to find someone, and then you scan the other one if someone was recently buried, you can put in that information.
Wow.
So, and the piece of that I really would like to highlight is that QR code's at the cemetery. Anybody can drive up there, use that, searching for a family member. Maybe they've been out of the area for a while. It'll tell them what plot to go to, what row, what section. Show them a picture of the headstone. It's a really in-depth project. That
Yeah.
he
So you took a
created.
picture of all of the headstones as well.
Yes. So we took a picture. You put in the name, and then fill in the day they were born, and they died using city records.
Yeah.
And then we would put in the conflict, and if they have like something important like the Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, you could put that in the comments, and then hit submit, and you would repeat pretty much.
That's awesome. So so you got, what kind of awards did you receive for doing this project?
I got my Eagle Scout.
Your Eagle Scout, yeah.
I
feel like I remember seeing something about it because I knew about it before this.
It's been a while. I got a couple letters from. I got a letter from our senator. I got a letter from our governor. I got a letter from our lieutenant governor, and I think I got a letter from our state representative.
Wow. So at state level, they were aware of
Very
of this.
impressive.
Yeah.
But through our previous participation, at Summit or at Fairlawn in Stillwater is where Guthrie used to participate. We'd support that event up there. But then Andrew's Eagle Scout project said, we need to bring these things together.
Yeah.
And it was already a dream of his. He wanted to bring this here. So we just brought those two things together. But through the two of them, we also created the Scabbard and Blade organization, which was the Honor Society. We're the first JROTC program to have it. And the gentleman who created the program for us is a retired Major General Doug Dollar out of Stillwater, who sponsored Wreaths Across America at Stillwater. So he's like, you guys, what you're doing deserves recognition.
Yeah.
So this 120-year-old honor society is now at the JROTC level, and Guthrie is the first program to have it, and Andrew's the first commander of that program. And so, yeah.
That's
if you talk about
awesome.
honors, I think that's noteworthy for sure.
I know. I was like, come on, you got to brag about yourself here, but that's sometimes that's hard to do. So
Right.
yes, and this is really great information for us to take back to the chamber, because we actually get quite a few people that come in or call. It happened just a couple weeks ago. They want information on where they can look for a family member and where they might be buried. And we actually directed someone to Mulhall recently to their city because they said they knew it was somewhere up there. And anyway, the chamber, we get an array of calls.
Well, I bet.
But I do love that people think of the Chamber of Commerce as, the hub of information. And so this will just help us that we can say, hey, if you do have family or you're not sure, you can go out there, scan the QR code, and search that way instead of walking the entirety of it.
And the city has taken his project and they're continuing to maintain it.
Okay.
So as veterans are continuing to be buried, the city now owns that, and they're updating that database. So they can also contact the city of Guthrie as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, congratulations. Like I said, I knew I had heard about it, and it's just awesome to have you on and tell more about it. And great work. That's just amazing.
Thank you.
So, and I'm glad that you were able to do it as a family with your mom being in GIS and things like that. So, my husband's a surveyor.
Okay.
So, kind of similar with plotting things out and stuff like that. So, so let's talk about the Wreaths of America program. There is younger.
Nice.
Yeah,
Andrew.
That was a long time ago. That was like last year.
With mayor and vice mayor there on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. So, yeah. I know, but to me it doesn't feel like it was that long, but I'm horrible sometimes with time. So, anyway, good work, friend. So, let's talk about the Wreaths of America program. You've mentioned that a little bit, and this is a first, again, for Guthrie, first time doing things. And so, do you want to talk about that?
Oh, no. I'm glad to take the history unless you guys want it.
I can talk about it.
Yeah, go for it, Brycen.
So, Wreaths Across America, it's a nationwide event. So it started up in Maine, where actually a guy who owned a kind of a greenery company, he said, man, I have all these excess wreaths and all this excess greenery, but I don't know what to do with it. So he went down to Arlington National Cemetery, and he said, why don't I place these on some veterans' graves? And so it didn't really start out kind of branch out into the public until 2004. And he started just annually placing wreaths on veterans' graves. December 14th is the annual day. So we saw that, and we kind of just decided, why is this not in Guthrie? We have some of these cemeteries
largest,
with almost 1,600 veterans' graves. We could have an awesome event with this, and so we decided, in coordination with Andrew's project, he's already got all this plotted out, and it's like it's a no-brainer. Why are we not doing this already? So it's going to be a great event. This is the first year we're doing it, like he said, and man, we just really need to get all these wreaths sponsored. There's 1,600 wreaths to sponsor.
Yeah.
So. And I'm sure Colonel can talk a little bit more about
talk about that. So how can the community help?
Yeah, so really 3 ways. We were looking for sponsor the wreaths. These wreaths are not donated. They need to be sponsored. They generally cost $17, and so when you think of $1,600, that takes a lot of community involvement to do that.
I don't do the math, but
it's a lot. It's a lot. So the second thing is participate. I've been involved with Wreaths Across America since 2012 when I was stationed in D.C. I would take my family to Arlington, my boys, and we would go help do this. It's a fantastic family event, and their mission is to remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach the next generation what the cost of freedom is. Yeah. And so this is a great way to bring your family out there and do that. And then the last thing is help us spread the word. Right, first year it's tough getting the word out, but this is an enduring event. It's not going anywhere. We're going to do this every year, and I'm sure as traction and the attention grows, Guthrie's going to come out, and they're going to want to support this event.
So they can find information on the Guthrie Junior ROTC Facebook page.
Correct.
Yes, but there's also, it has its own page.
We do. We have our own Facebook page. Just simply look up Guthrie, Wreaths Across America. He's
on the screen
generously
there.
put it on the screen. And then from there, you can link to our actual web page. It's a Wreaths Across America sponsored page. Okay. But if anyone wants to get involved, they can simply scan the QR code or go to this web page he has up now. And right there you can see there's 2 buttons, sponsor a wreath or volunteer, or do one and come back and do the other.
That's right.
And
it's
it'll
like both
just
buttons,
walk you through.
everybody.
There you go.
Yeah, so volunteer, that means on the 14th, that morning.
So it'd be Saturday, December 14th at 11.
Okay.
We will have a ceremony. It's a full service ceremony. Okay. American Legion is involved. The Veterans of Foreign Wars involved. The vast majority of our high school civic organizations, FFA, STUCO, National Honor Society, choir band, they're all going to be there. They're all going to be a part of this at 11 o'clock. But we'll have that ceremony at the pond, the center part. It lasts about half an hour. And then the volunteers will go out and place these wreaths on the graves. But I want to stress it's very important to sign up as a volunteer. That way we know who's coming, and we can have you assigned to your spot, right? Because if you have not been to Summit View, there's a lot of walking involved.
It's a lot of walking. Apparently the biggest plot.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Kyle had to walk.
And,
so
the Daughters of the American Revolution are coming out. They're going to do something special for Oscar Upman, who's our Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, who's buried out there.
Yes.
And my understanding, is his either granddaughter or great granddaughter still lives in the area.
Yes.
And so we're doing our best
That's
to have
Kathy.
her. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're
I
helping
think
me
so.
connect the dots, and we want her
I
a
know
part
her.
of this.
Yeah.
If you have a loved one who's buried out there who's a veteran, you can by name that wreath, and you will place that wreath, and we want to honor that.
That's
Yes,
what I
ma'am.
was going to ask.
Yes.
If the family, wanted to specifically, then of course
Yes,
they can.
and
they can
through
do
that website, you can
Okay.
it'll walk you right through it. We'll get that information, and we want to highlight that family as part of our ceremony.
Okay, so what's the deadline if people want to sponsor? Because clearly you got to get the wreaths
Right.
and everything organized. So
Correct.
what's the
December
Okay.
2nd is our last day.
okay?
Right. So from there, they have to get it all packaged. We have volunteer truckers who send these to over 4,200 cemeteries across the nation. So Brycen was highlighting how this thing has grown. So over 4,200 cemeteries, all 50 states. Last year, over 3 million wreaths were placed across the
Oh
nation.
my!
So
wow.
you can see where this thing has
Yeah.
grown since he talked about its inception.
Yeah, I can imagine that the families in our area, or that have loved ones buried here, how this must make them feel. But like you said, getting the word out, because there's
Yes.
probably a lot of people that don't know that we're doing this in Guthrie. So big thing you can do out there is, even if you can't financially support, just share Facebook
Yes, absolutely.
and all of the information. So awesome. Okay, so how many wreaths have been committed so far?
Just over
I'm a
200.
goal setter, so
Yeah,
what do we
just
got?
over 200.
200. Okay,
Right.
and we have a little ways to go.
We do, and we've
About
been
6 weeks left.
Yes, and
Okay.
we've been actively engaged in the community. We had a
Yep.
nice luncheon with the Ministerial Alliance yesterday, and they threw their support behind us.
Awesome.
The Daughters of the American Revolution have supported us, so
Okay.
we've got a lot of community support.
Yeah.
We want to turn that support into a little
I
bit
would
more
love
action.
to invite you guys to come to Chamber Coffee. I know it's been mentioned a few times, but if you guys want to come, we love having our students. We've had the wrestlers there last week selling hams. And so, anyway, we love inviting the students to Chamber Coffee. So we'll talk about that, because that'd be a great way for you to help get the word out too. So awesome. Well, I'm excited. This sounds amazing. It sounds like the community is definitely getting behind it. And even if we don't get all those wreaths the first year, like you said, you're not going to stop.
It's going to be an honorable, respectful ceremony regardless, and we know that if unfortunately we fall short of the goal,
It'll grow.
grow.
Yeah.
The community will become aware. So
Absolutely.
we were in it for the long haul.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Anything else you want to add? Anything you guys need? Anything else you have? I know this is a big thing, but anything you have coming up for the spring, or fundraisers or events? I know you guys stay busy.
Well,
So,
yeah.
in really close relation to this Wreaths Across America, and it's kind of funny the way this worked out, we also do greenery sales. So we have
I knew you had something.
a several month long fundraiser where we sell greenery,
Yes.
all sorts of Christmas decorations, fresh from the Pacific Northwest, and
They smell amazing,
They
too.
smell awesome.
Yes.
And we were talking about, like, what if people are confused? Like, they think they're buying a wreath, but they're sponsoring wreaths.
Okay.
So they're two different things. One of them, is Wreaths Across America, and the other one is just if you want to decorate your home for the holidays. Yeah.
Okay, and when does that start?
When did that start?
It's already started.
Oh, okay.
It'll end on Veterans Day, so then
Yeah.
the delivery will come the week after Thanksgiving. So we are out in the community. I know these young men are going to be visiting our local businesses here very
Chamber
soon.
Coffee.
Yeah, and so we've been engaged in the community. If we're not reaching you, please reach us, and we
Yeah.
will come to you.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited. Thank you guys for coming on today. Is there any other thing you want to add?
I think we're
I know I've
good.
asked you a lot of questions, but congratulations on your program. Super proud of you. Cannot wait to see that continue to be used, and obviously with Wreaths Across America too. So, and congratulations to you and all that you accomplished, and excited to see what you do in the future.
Yeah.
May will be here before you know it. So anyway, all right. Anything else?
No, I
Okay.
just thank you for having us on
Absolutely.
and allowing us to highlight our program and
Yeah.
the great young men and women that are in it.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. Well, keep up the good work, and thank you, Colonel Brede, for
Yes,
your
ma'am.
service.
Oh, Pleasure.
Greatly appreciate that. And so there you have it. Our friends from Guthrie Junior ROTC, please get on Facebook or their website and share. $17. Just don't get a couple of coffees one week and grab you a wreath instead, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I'm sorry, coffee shops. We love our coffees. We want you to, we're still supporting you. Yes, but I think we could all come up with $17. So if all of us do that, we can make this happen. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for being on today. We will have the links posted here shortly. So I think that's it, and we'll catch you next time for another episode of Chamber Vibes.
Thanks for listening to the Chamber Vibes podcast from Second Banana Media Studios in beautiful downtown Guthrie, America. Be sure and check out a new episode every other Monday. And until then, remember to choose Guthrie.